We're live.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to... We're good? Okay, sorry.
We're good.
Okay. All right. My bad. This is my first time. I'm new at this, but here we are with Dude I Know Stuff, our first official episode. So today, we're just going to be telling you a little bit about ourselves just to start things off. Because, like I said, episode 1, we don't really know anything about ourselves. I don't really know anything about ourselves. You don't really know anything about us. That's what I want to say. All right. So a little bit about me. I'm Toby, and I'm literally the worst host ever. Just start things off. I'm 24, I think, and fresh out of college, trying to get into grad school, just stuff like that. Maria, do you want to say a little something about yourself?
Sure, I'll take it over. Hey everyone, I'm Maria. I'm 24 as well. Out of college for 2 years now, working in the advertising industry. So that's what I spend most of my time doing, is just working, building my career, and then doing a little bit of fun stuff on the side, like this podcast, which we're super excited to start and share with you guys. So thank you everyone who's joined so far. Who wants to go
Thanks,
next?
Maria. Peachy, do you want to go next?
I can do that. Hi, I'm Peachy. I typically just play video games and stream on my own channel, but I'm super excited to do this.
No.
I don't really know what to say about myself outside of the fact that I also just play video games. That's kind of my whole thing. So but I'm super excited to be doing this and having an opportunity to have a life outside of that.
Frey.
Cool. Hey guys, I'm Frey. I also work in the advertising industry. So I've been there since graduation. They all kind of blend together now, almost 3 years. And outside of that 9 to 5, I really enjoy doing yoga, hanging out with my friends, podcasts like this. So I'm really excited to get to know everyone and get to share some fun topics with you guys.
And last but not least, Low Life. Hit us up.
Hi guys, I'm Low Life. You can call me Low or Low Life, whatever's easiest. But I'm super excited to start this with all my really close friends. In the real world, I make candy for a living, so I have a pretty sweet life. Other than that, I have the pleasure of being Paige's moderator and get to absolutely stomp her in League sometimes when she lets me win. But other than that, I'm super excited to be here and meet you all, and let's get going.
I've got to say, I'm a little upset about that sweet life pun.
I know.
But
Were you just waiting for that?
That was good.
I was. It was very rehearsed. Practice the mirror. Got some
Had it
feedback.
ready.
Okay. All right. So we're going to kick things off by talking about some New Year's resolutions. I personally didn't make one, but I wanted to see if you guys had anything that you guys were doing.
I have some I could talk about.
Yeah, you go. I'm not ready for that yet.
I wrote down my New Year's resolutions and I haven't read them since, so I am kind of forgetting a little bit what they were, which, if that goes to show you anything of like how things are going for me, that pretty much sums it up. I know that at least one of my big resolutions this year, just knowing that I was going to be moving soon, was to find myself an apartment. So that actually happened, which I'm super thankful for. And I just moved this past weekend. So that was one big checklist for me this year, is just becoming independent in that sense. So that was a big one. Another one that I've been just trying to keep on top of is just being healthy. I feel like everyone has that resolution, is just like eat healthy, work out, like stay fit, that type of stuff. So I've been working towards that. It's been kind of up and down, but that's usually how I go with working out and staying healthy, is like I'll get into the grind of it and like be super on top of it for like a week, and then I'll like fall out. So it's a little a sum of what has been happening in my life as far as resolutions go.
I
Nice.
feel like though like working out one is something that everyone is always on a kick for, like every single year, and then you'll start going to the gym and all of a sudden there's like 30,000 people in there, but then it like you start to see people just drop off as time goes on. I'm really, because I also started working out, but I didn't wait until New Year's to be like, this is going to be my New Year's resolution, because I'm a resolution quitter. So I just like, I'm setting myself up for failure by doing that.
I feel that.
Resolution I never stuck to was based around eating. I set a resolution before switching to an all vegan diet that I was going to eat pulled pork every week the whole year, and I made it all the way to July. I was really proud of myself. I ate like a lot of pulled pork.
Oh my god.
That's a really weird resolution.
Oh, we got a follow, by the way.
Woo!
Yay!
Ian.
3221, thanks for the follow.
Muchas gracias.
Thanks, Ian.
Thanks for the follow.
My biggest resolution was to be happy. I feel like it's such a
Good
small
one.
thing to ask.
I mean, that's a pretty
What was
solid one, though.
To be happy.
Isn't that
Just
what I
like
thought?
try to focus on being positive and like happy in life and doing small things that improve my mood or my energy. And it's been pretty successful so far.
Nice.
I feel like with the past
definitely-
year,
It was
right,
necessary.
though, to find something to be happy in, just with all the weird stuff going on.
Hmm
Yeah.
Sure.
Pinchy, what were you saying?
I guess so like one of mine was definitely to be more active, because COVID, I feel like I'm kind of upset because right as soon as I got into a routine of going to the gym every week and doing the elliptical every week, COVID hit. and obviously like
Yeah.
from there it just completely fell apart. And I was like, okay, like I felt really good when I was doing that, as much as I hate doing it. Because I hate cardio, but I need to like get back into it. And so I was doing a decent job of like walking the pups again, and then it hit like 10 degrees outside on average, 9 degrees outside, and then I was like, well, fuck that, people die in that weather. So I haven't
Still doing
We'll
yoga?
die.
I don't do yoga anymore. Which as you can see, I have this pattern of doing like a really good job of getting in the habit of something, and then like one thing in my life changes and I'm like, oh, I can't do that anymore. My life has changed. But I was like, no, what I did do a lot back in the day was play a ton of DDR. And that's not viable, but what is Just Dance. So today I'm gonna get Just Dance for my Switch, and I'm hoping that will get me back on track, but we'll see.
I
I
love
would really like
You have
you
it
to
for the
stream that.
Switch?
I want you
Yeah,
to
it's
stream
on
that.
the Switch.
I think you absolutely should.
Oh, maybe. I need to get
Yeah.
good first.
DDR used to be my shit though.
Yes, I miss DDR. That was a workout.
Nothing beats DDR for me.
Uh,
You would always go to this like dark, dingy arcade and it'd be like super gross and you would just be dancing on this flat surface.
Yeah. I had it at home though. Like my dad got it. We had a full setup, like with pads and everything. It was a
Same.
lot of fun. Also, our Nightbot
And
is being really mean, and I'm sorry to anybody watching.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Our Nightbot's kind of being an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know why it's on so strict right now. I'll fix it.
I'm depending on you guys to tell me what's going on, because I couldn't get into it.
Well,
I'm having a big issue. It keeps telling me that my username's not right, but I only have one. I don't know.
yeah.
Another one.
I'm
I
not-
said
What?
I like 2021 like New Year's intentions rather than resolutions. So just like things to keep in mind, like positive.
I think that's smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Matt made fun of me for some woo-woo shit. But you know what? I like my woo-woo shit.
Your what shit?
Woo-woo shit? Yeah.
Woo-woo?
He calls it my witch. Yeah, little woo-woo. He's like, oh, little woo-woo. Yeah, because I was manifesting something. And then it came to fruition. And I ran through the house, like high-kneed it through the house like a gremlin. It was really weird. Just screaming that my manifestations worked. And he was like, wow, I married a weirdo. I'm sure he knew that before he proposed anyways. So I don't know why it was a surprise.
Honestly, I feel like most people know you're a weirdo like upon meeting you.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. You're just like very expressive.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Well, one
sound
day
effects.
I was talking to Toby, and I was like, we were talking about like who's the weird friend, and I was like, I really don't think we have any weird friends. And she goes, yeah, because it's you. You're everyone's weird friend.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I was like, it was a really humbling brunch experience for me. And I came home and I was like, Matt, I'm the weird friend. And he went, yeah, I don't know why you're surprised by that.
He even knew.
But I was so upset.
No, I didn't realize I was so rude. I'm so sorry. I could have broke that to you in a much better way.
I feel like I'm
So sorry.
probably a lot longer, but like that was the underlying message, and I was like, but like I'm not mad about it. Every group needs the weird friend, and like obviously you guys still are my friends, so it's not really.
I mean, we just kind
Not
of feel
losing
bad
anywhere.
for you, but
That's what it is.
after all these
You're the
years,
weird one.
it's been a charade.
She's the nerd.
Yeah.
I'm the mom. I don't really know
True.
what everybody else is. Everyone
Just
else is
here.
just there.
I always thought Maria was mom.
I feel like I was definitely the
I
mom
feel-
in some moments during college.
Becky was like last resort mom. Like, you better not come to her with your problems if Maria was still there to solve them.
Wait, no. So Becky is
I
your
think
mom.
Stepmom.
Maria's your dad.
I think we're moms in different way. We are moms in different ways. I am
That's true.
the like cuddly comfort one, and Maria is like the one that has her shit together and like keeps everyone in line.
Yeah, I'm not there
That's
for the cuddles and comfort.
That's probably something I should work on. So maybe that should have been my New Year's resolution, because I seriously cannot keep my shit together.
I
Like,
feel like you do a
I
pretty
like the
good job.
honesty.
You have to start
Dude,
small.
it's taken me like a year to do grad school applications because I just like don't. Like, I just don't. I can't even remember half of my due dates. I'm so disorganized. It is.
It
my
sounds like you
worst
need a
fault.
planner.
Yeah, do you have a planner?
Yeah.
How about a
No. I just
okay, get
use
one of these.
I don't have like a paper planner. I just use my calendar, like my Outlook calendar.
Oh,
And
so
guys, like-
they're called golden.
Are you opening
I-
it for
how
us
nice
right
this
now?
Wow.
Yeah,
She's-
I am gonna say, dude, it's so nice.
Sponsor us.
Golden Coil sponsor me. I'm obsessed with this journal. It also has a section for all of like your house chores, which was really nice, so I can keep all my shit together. I have not done February's yet, but it has like every room and like who's doing what chores, so I don't have to do it all because it's already planned out. It's so nice. I love it. I'm obsessed with this shit, and then I put stickers all over it. I have a habit tracker. This
What a low-key passive-aggressive way to tell your roommate to do some chores.
I'm gonna buy you a planner for your birthday, Toby.
Okay, so
Gosh,
in a few
Santa's-
months, I'll finally get it together.
okay, these planners are also customized, so you could start it for her birthday and then end it at your birthday in 2022.
Wait,
Gosh, Heck Santa said, what if you're... What?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Sorry, just to catch up on chat, Gosh Heck Santa said, what if your group only has weird friends? And the Cute Bagel also said, but you have to remember to use the planner, which is always my problem.
That's what I was
would
going
die.
to say. Okay, first the weird friends thing. I
There's always a
wanna
weirdest.
say that we do have mostly weird friends. But yeah, without a doubt, Frey is top tier. And then everybody else has their little sprinkle of something.
I feel like isn't everyone just like a little bit weird?
I-
Like everyone is weird in their own way.
Yes, but Frey is more willing to do weird stuff in public.
No, yes.
Mhm.
So this is kind of how I got to this space, because in high school I like gave too much of a shit. And my friend Will looked at me one day and he went, "You give too many fucks." Excuse me. And he goes, "You are only allotted 2 fucks a day. You can only give a fuck about 2 things." I was like, okay, I can do that. And he used to like make me track it. So like every hour in between classes, he'd be like, "Are you giving a fuck about something?" Then I had to like think about it, and then I just, because I was so worried about like what other people thought about me. So then finally I got to a point where one day I looked at Will and I was like, "Dude, I don't give a fuck about anything. I'm good." He was like, "You can just enjoy life." So that's how I got to this point. And then
Yeah.
pretty much. So then when I met you guys, I was my true authentic self, and you guys still liked me, and I was like, "Oh, cool. I can still go through life not giving a shit."
Maybe we should
That's
all
Life's
do
too short to be anyone but you.
The not giving a shit quality is something that I really, really strive for. I'm doing a terrible job, but like I'm definitely working on it. If you guys ever talked to my mom, I've never met anyone that doesn't care about anything so much. And they're like my mom is an immigrant woman with an accent who is also a manager for like a bunch of people that act like they can't understand her accent, and she just like is so cool about everything. People complain about her and she's just like, "Okay, that's fine." You can't fight her, because she won't. She won't. It's the most infuriating thing. She'll fight me, but she won't fight other people. Just does not
Like,
care about anything.
You really want to, and it's so aggravating when people don't fight you back. You're like, "Man, I just want to fucking argue." They just don't. That's cool.
No, people who can stay calm when they're arguing with someone, 100% the creepiest thing I've ever seen. Like, have you ever seen an argument when someone is screaming at a person and they're just like, "Why are you yelling? Why are you yelling?" Oh yes, I am also an angry crier.
I do that. I do the same exact thing too. And my mom, she thinks I always defend her because I get mad. Like whenever we get in an argument and I'm just so mad, I start crying. And then she calls me an emotional wreck every single time.
Aww.
Yeah,
I hate it because I feel like I look weak.
The one time I broke my thumb, so I never hit anyone again. Really? Okay, so like the one
You broke your thumb?
yeah, I hit someone and I tucked my thumb. I didn't do this. I don't know. I didn't know how to fight.
I didn't know you had to do that.
I
It says
used to
tuck your.
my thumb.
Wait, you
don't tuck your thumb.
just like make a fist. Just make a fist. Like naturally make a fist.
There's a lot of alcohol involved when I broke my thumb. It
Definitely looks like we're doing some sort of like power movement right now.
Not a good look.
No.
It looked real political for a second there. But yeah, that tucking your fist would be really weird when you're punching.
I don't know what I was thinking. It was
Went like this and it broke.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so swollen because it like the impact, it just like squished it. I don't know. So I never
Who
did
were
that.
you punching?
This firefighter at a party. He's being a jerk.
Sure.
Okay.
Story time.
Like a real firefighter?
Was it like Halloween?
No. This was like Welcome Week, and I was with one of. This was our senior year of college. Like we had just moved in to the house, and I went to this party, and this guy was like, "Oh, I'm a firefighter," and I was like, "Okay," and he was just like,
Okay.
he was really creepy about it, and then he was like, I was like, "Yeah, like I live weights for fun. And he was like, punch me. And I was like, I don't want to. And then he just kept egging me on. So finally I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I am going to punch you because I'm sick and tired of your shit. But then the only person who got hurt was me. So I never punched him.
I have to tell you, I'm really pissed about this story. It was disappointing on so many levels. Number one, when you said you punched a firefighter, I was expecting like an on-duty, full uniform, trying to save lives firefighter. But no, it's just and when you said you punched him, I was expecting it to be out of rage or something. But it's because he told you. Did you punch him in the face, or did he just break your hand with his abs?
Well, it was like his man titty. So like I wasn't going to punch him, but then he just kept egging me on, and I did because it was out of rage because I was annoyed. I was like, can you please just leave me alone? It was one of those things where he like followed me around the party, and I was like, dude, I don't want to talk to you. I just want to hang out with my friends, and I want to talk to literally anyone else. But like his selling point for me to talk to him was the fact that he was a firefighter, and I was like, I don't give a shit what your career choice is. I'm here to drink with my friends all summer. Leave me alone. And
why do guys do that? Like, I was at a party one time and dude was trying to be really impressive by saying that he was on one of the MSU like school sport teams, and I was like, I don't even watch sports.
I work out, you know.
Like, I don't even know what your game is. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
What sports?
Yeah, like, I was like, I spend my weekends playing League of Legends. What the fuck does that mean to me?
I am not the right girl for you.
Like, this isn't working.
Dudes there's a ranking of like dudes who play sports and then like how annoying they are at parties. It's like people who play, like, I would say the top 3 sports of like basketball, hockey, football, they're usually pretty cool dudes. Like, you want to talk to them. And then you get into like some more obscure sports, like swim team, water polo. I do like people like rugby. I like rugby players. I think they're cool. I've had a few friends on the rugby team at school, but like also different. They're not top 3. They're somewhere in the middle, and they all act different.
Yeah.
Are you guys staring at me?
Sophie,
You guys staring at me.
What's up?
do you remember your wrestling friend in that frat party we went to?
Oh no, what is
Eat
this
item.
story?
No, Toby.
So many frat parties, so many wrestling friends.
yeah.
Can't keep track.
It's this blonde boy.
Okay.
Was on the wrestling team.
I feel like you know the name and are gonna message her to remember.
I don't remember his name.
Why are you asking me about this person? I think
Because I'm
his
trying to
name is
remember
Jimmy.
if you remember that night.
Oh, probably not.
No reflection. Maybe I'm the only one who remembers it because it was so traumatizing to me that Toby
Can you
just
tell
doesn't
the
even
story?
remember.
Wait.
Yes.
Am I going to be embarrassed?
No.
Honestly,
I
don't care. Go ahead.
I should even.
I don't know. It was one of I had like weird nights in college where I would just be like in the mood to just go out to whatever party and just like kiss someone. That like I would just be in these weird moods. And that one night specifically, we went out with like the purpose. I told Toby, I was like, I'm gonna kiss someone tonight. And then we went to this frat party, and then this guy on the wrestling team was there, and he was kind of weird. He was kind of creeping me out. He was shorter than me, so that was like automatically, I was just like, don't like this
I
kid.
think I remember this story.
But Toby was like pushing him onto me. She's like trying to set me up with her wrestling like team friend, and I was just like not interested whatsoever. But then this guy ends up kissing me, and I'm just like, and it was not like, he was not a good kisser whatsoever, and I'm just like trying to get out of that situation. I'm like, Toby left me, she went to another room, I'm in this room with this blonde wrestling team kid that's a weirdo, and he's shorter than me, like I need to get out of here. And I don't remember how I got out of that situation, but I ended up getting out of that situation. But this all just goes back to the fact that most like lower tier, I don't know, sports kids, they're so weird, and they're just weird shits. I can't deal with them.
Jesus, you had like that experience.
No, I've had other experiences too, but that was just the first one that came to my mind.
I feel like
not to be like mean to anyone. If you play wrestling, you could be like very cool, but just this one guy.
I feel like we got so off track of New Year's resolution.
I'm weak.
Yes, Nan, I 100% back that up for sure.
What's
I'm glad
happening?
I'm not the only one.
No.
At the end of the day, we're the weirdest. So like,
You did
People
kiss
who
him
don't play
still.
I don't know. It kind
that
of
is a wild
I do
story. bit of
vaguely
me.
remember this.
That is a wild story.
I can't believe I referred to one of the wrestlers as my friend. They just lived on my floor.
So, my other New Year's resolution. I would like to cut out added sugar, which I have done before.
Oh, I did that. I'm doing that right
It's
now.
really
did that
hard.
too.
It's really. I felt much. I was able to do it for like 2 or 3 months, and then I think a birthday happened, and I was like, "Fuck it, it's a birthday." Little did I know that would ruin the whole thing for me. But it's really hard, like, grocery shopping and trying to find things that don't have added sugar is so difficult.
Yes.
So difficult.
Yes.
I did that
It
last
really
year. That was my New Year's resolution last year, actually, and I did that I told myself I'm gonna cut out sugar, like added sugar, and I'm only gonna birthday, like that's the day that I get to eat it again. So I went like a couple months without sugar, and it was really hard. Like even the things that you didn't think would have sugar in it, they do. So I had to completely change like the things that I would normally buy at the grocery store, like breads and pastas, like all that has sugar, and you would like never think it did.
Well,
It's hard, but it's worth it.
Mhm.
I'm not
Also-
I'm not having added sugars either right now. I've been drinking Zivias because it's literally the only I love pop. Is that what we call it here?
I
Pop.
call it soda.
Oh,
Sometimes
soda.
I call it
Soda.
soda.
It's soda.
pop or soda
I
debacle. Do we start a poll?
I do both, and so I'm not sure if this is a pop group or a soda group. So I just wanted to clarify.
It's very divided,
But,
obviously.
Yeah, I freaking love pop, so I had to find like a substitute for that, and those are fine. Like they're not as good as like an orange Faygo or something, but like it'll do. It'll do for now. And I've also started baking like without added sugars because I need sweet treats. Unfortunately, I really love Lindor chocolates, so I still eat those like maybe once a month. Ugh. But it's so difficult. Like, I've been very miserable. Because I'm also, like, cutting my carbs down to, like, pretty much 25 grams a day. Which is horrendous,
Oh my god.
by the way. Like, you eat a bagel and it's over.
Ugh.
So do those carbs count for like vegetables too, or is that just things like bread, pasta, etc.?
They don't count if they're fiber, and vegetables have a lot of fiber. So I'm like living off of avocados and cucumbers right now.
Oh, jeez.
Dig it.
Yeah, it's like
No celery?
It's actually getting easier. Because when you make like these big dietary changes, the first like 2 weeks are absolute hell. Like,
And then your body
it's
gets used
awful.
to it.
Yeah, then everything, like, you forget what the things you really like taste like, and it gets easier.
Oh, right, exactly.
Like, I can't even remember what rice tastes like, so cauliflower rice is doing just fine for me.
What I found like
Plus,
oh, go ahead.
a lot of like really big chain restaurants are starting to be like more considerate of dietary needs. So it's a lot easier to find options, but Chick-fil-A was so out of pocket for this. I looked at their website to see if they have low carb options, and then they're like, get a grilled chicken sandwich without the bun. I was like, that's the stupidest low carb substitute I've ever heard.
Is that even a sandwich
I was
anymore, or is it
pissed.
just grilled chicken?
It's literally just like grilled chicken with cheese on it.
It's not a sandwich.
I mean,
They should at least like offer like a lettuce wrap or something.
Yeah,
that's
Five
what In-N-Out
Guys-
does. They do like a
Five Guys does
protein
that
burger.
too. Yeah, Five Guys does something like that.
Makes sense.
Chipotle has cauliflower rice now, as of like a few weeks
Have
ago.
you tried it?
Really? Is
Yeah,
it
Really?
good?
I actually really like it. So now my Chipotle bowls are $12. Because I have
Wow.
cauliflower rice and I also put guacamole in them so I can get like good avocado fats. So yeah, I spend a lot of money at Chipotle. I go like every weekend now.
Okay, do you think that when you put guac in your bowl that it cools down the rest of the contents of your bowl? Because I always get my guac on the side and Matt thinks it's so weird, but I feel like it cools my bowl down too fast. So then the rest
It
of the
absolutely-
food is
Should
Via
we do
heat
a science
displacement, yes,
lesson
that
about
is-
how heat works?
okay, but like
That is sound science. Via laws of thermodynamics, it is going to try to go from hot to cold and distribute evenly. So can't confirm. It does cool your bowl down quicker. Not by much, I would imagine. It probably depends on how much you have, but
okay, but
You
Wait,
can
wait.
obviously tell who's the food scientist in the group.
that's for true. But
also
like,
on the no added also on the no added sugar thing, food companies get around that all the time because if you have like a negligible amount of sugar, you don't have to include it on the label, so it can still be no added sugars, but there is added sugars.
This is bullshit.
Also, there's certain
Oh, that's
sugars.
To read the ingredients.
Yeah, also there's certain sugars that you don't have to label as sugar, which is it's a whole thing.
So we can't win. I just need to go off
Basically-
the grid and grow my own shit and move on.
Pretty
with
much.
my
You just
life.
need to go to the woods and forage whatever you can find. Pretty much.
that's like a big thing
Yeah.
now. Mushroom
Yes.
foragers.
Ooh, I
I
found.
met a guy at the farmer's market.
Hit me up here.
Business is
This
like mushroom.
past spring, I found a chicken of the woods in the
Nice.
park, and it was like that big. It was so good too. You throw that bad boy
Yeah.
in some soup. It was great. It was a beautiful orange.
Did you kill the chicken?
I'm sorry.
No,
No,
chicken
it's
in the woods is a type of mushroom.
Yeah, it's a type of mushroom.
Oh my
my
gosh!
goodness.
I thought
my-
you found a chicken in the woods and you
And
brought
killed it.
home and cooked it.
And made it into soup.
Same
It
thought.
was found
Used
this
its blood for the broth and everything.
It was orange.
Oh yeah.
I killed it.
Yeah,
Right?
I thought like one mark like that chicken that you just found in the woods, and I was like, that was probably someone's pet if you found it in the woods. Chickens don't live in the woods.
I
Paige
was
is
so
truly
I'm living
so
off the grid.
confused.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I didn't know it was a mushroom.
I'm actually really curious
Yeah.
to see what
It's
this
basically
mushroom
a-
looks like.
It's
I
really
don't-
cool.
It's really pretty. It's orange and it's like ridged on the side, and it's a very hearty mushroom. So
Yeah.
like a lot of vegans or vegetarians really like it as like a meat substitute because you can make it into like a stir fry type thing, or it really holds its own weight. It doesn't like feel like a vegetable.
It like is kind of
Very
stringy
good.
like chicken. Like
Yes,
how if
yeah.
you were to make a chicken,
So you
it's
can like
stringy.
put barbecue sauce in it, or you can make it into a stir fry, and it like
Yeah.
is very filling.
You know what's really good?
I can't have barbecue sauce.
Sag.
there's
it has a
there's
lot
a
of sugar.
barbecue
So much
sauce
sugar in
without
barbecue
sugar.
sauce.
I swear, there's a barbecue sauce without sugar. I found one brand. I'll have to find it for you because I can't remember the name, but it's no added sugar. It's really good.
Yeah, I have one barbecue sauce that I can have. I think it has no added sugars, but I think it still has like natural sugars in it. So like if I do use it, I have to like plan accordingly because wasting like 3 carbs on a condiment is so stupid.
Ketchup is all sugar. It's all sugar.
Oh yeah, I can't have ketchup.
yeah.
I can't
I
have
know
ketchup.
I'm not a huge ketchup person to begin with, though. Like, if I'm eating fries, I get like a light coating. Like, you can still see the fry through my ketchup. Like, I'm not like a
You
scooper.
love
I
ketchup.
think that's gross.
Dunk it
Oh, a
in
scoop.
ketchup.
Oh
Yeah. So, like, yeah, real fast. Like, the ketchup can't even
Oh
stick. I'm
my
fast.
gosh. Maria, I need you to save that scoop sound because I just gotta pop that into random conversations from now on.
Oh, yeah. I would also
Will
love that.
K mixed up
Josh Hex.
Spoony Evening 41. Thanks for the follow.
Thank you.
K K Mixup
Thank
said,
you.
yeah. K Mixup said Beyond Burgers were actually good for supposedly being healthy. And then Gosh Heck Santa said, how do we feel about mayo on ketchup? Oh, no, mayo on fries.
No.
Only if you mix it with ketchup. Then it's like Arby sauce.
Beyond
I've
Burgers, I feel like
tried
are
it.
really good.
I
Beyond
agree with
Burgers
that.
give me heartburn. I like burp them back up, and
God.
it makes me really sad because usually that's
Really?
the only vegan option at restaurants. Yeah, so then all day I'm just like, and it's not good.
Is it like
It really
the
bugs me.
bean in it, maybe, that does that?
I truly don't know. It's like what I've noticed, at least for me, is it's all like fake meat products. So if it's like something that is manufactured to be like meat for vegans, it doesn't react well with my body. Like vegan cheese.
Maybe it's because they're like
cool.
super processed.
Yeah, I think so. But
I like both.
I think they're good. They taste like it's a good substitute. Like we had like vegan, not vegan, but at work one day we ordered burgers, and some people are vegan and some people aren't, and there was like a mix-up, and I ate a bite of the person, like the vegan person's burger, but I couldn't even tell. Like I really couldn't tell the difference. Once you have like everything on the burger, you can't really tell.
yeah,
I really
exactly.
thought you were about to say a vegan ate a beef burger.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Like, what if they thought it was good?
Oh shit.
Ugh. No one tell them, because it will be good.
I've been cutting out beef
Tastefully
actually, because I've been reading books on like inflammatory foods and like how to avoid inflammatory foods, because I think that that's really just a huge root cause of all of my GI issues. And I guess beef, at least in North America, has a very particular protein that is highly inflammatory and mimics a protein that actually we have as human mammals. And so your immune system will end up targeting that particular protein when it's exposed to enough of the beef protein, because it sees the one that you have as a foreign invader as well, because they're so similar. And I actually have been feeling a lot better, but I decided to go ahead and have a burger the other week after not eating beef for like over a month. Because I was like, I haven't had it. Burgers are really good. Let's do it. I was in so much pain after. Like, I was bloated and I thought I was gonna die. And I was like, my microbiome that eats beef is dead. Like, there's nothing there to get me through
it good?
this. It was good, but I don't know if it was worth it.
That's what happened the last time. Matt ordered pizza and they put Parmesan cheese on the crust, and I was like, a little dusting of parm will not hurt. Oh, it hurt for 3 days.
Oh no.
Not doing that again. 3 days.
Yeah, I think like
so
you just
uncomfortable.
don't think about the fact that like your microbiome feeds on the things that you eat regularly, and so when you don't feed certain parts of your microbiome that food anymore, the biome dies and there's nothing there to help you digest it anymore. But you don't think about that, and then you make a bad decision and you feel like shit.
And then you remember real fast.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
What about the mayo on fries thing? We completely glanced over that.
I hate that idea so much.
I like aioli on fries.
That's good.
I know, like aioli is good and it has mayo in it.
So what's the true difference?
Yeah,
What
the first-
is, like,
You guys
where are we drawing
realize
the line?
that
Aioli is just like fancy mayo. Like mayo is plain and aioli has like other shit in it. I don't
They
know.
like spice it up.
Did a little
So
fire.
fancy
It's like-
mayo
I messed that up.
on fries
do you
is
guys
okay.
realize?
Yeah.
Fancy mayo, not real mayo.
Do you guys realize that in our direct friend group, we have a strong supporter of mayo and fries?
Yes, I know. It's
She's gross.
disgusting.
Who?
It
What?
like she lives by it. It is her like thing.
It's disgusting. I don't know why. And no,
It's
One of
I'm
us?
I'm not into it.
no, not
Yeah,
in this group.
not
Not
in-
in the group.
Direct group, but in like the big dicks group chat.
nasty. I don't care
And then
what
someone
anybody
else
says.
like,
I
"You
refuse.
guys have a big
Mayo
dicks
with
group
ketchup
chat?" I'm
is
waiting
okay.
for that comment.
The big dicks group chat. Jesus. Mayo with ketchup.
Yeah, I feel like mayo
Okay.
and fries is like a very European thing.
It is.
It's very common, I feel like, in Europe, and then it was everywhere when I was in like Australia and New Zealand too, which makes sense because
When I was in Amsterdam, their like specialty there is like a bucket of fries,
so good.
globs of mayo on it.
Yeah.
I like my fries separate from the dunking sauce. I don't like it when it's like drizzled
too.
on. Like people who squirt the ketchup all over.
Ketchup.
Psychopaths.
I can't
Oh, I hate
fucking
that.
stand that.
Me either.
It makes
How do you
them
eat
soggy.
it? It's
They get
awful.
soggy.
Exactly. It gets
Oh.
so soggy.
Mhm.
I'm so upset about this. I'm like a little too upset about
It's weird
this.
this is
No,
what
that's
I
how I feel about
You
chili
get
cheese
passionate
fries,
about
too.
it.
Chili cheese fries also get soggy when, like the ones in the middle.
Oh yeah, those get
So I like
so
to-
Okay,
gross.
I hate
Yeah.
chili on fries.
Why?
I hate chili on fries. It's too
You're
much.
so
You're
wrong.
putting too many things on
You're
fries.
so
You already
wrong.
put the cheese on. Why did you need to put the chili on? Just do the
No.
cheese,
Chili
and we're Gucci.
hot sauce. My friend Daryl was talking
How
in high
about just
school.
hot sauce and ketchup? I like that.
Yeah, the
That's
chat
good.
wants to
I'm okay
know.
with that. I
Chat
think I
wants
could
to
be
know
okay
if
with
you
that.
Chat wants to know if we do ketchup and mustard on hot dogs.
No, ketchup
No.
only.
Mustard only.
What
No.
the fuck?
Ketchup
Mustard
only.
only. Oh my god.
I do both.
Frick Matt,
No,
thanks
I'm
for the
team
follow.
ketchup.
Thank you for
That's
the
not good.
follow. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, thanks for the follow.
Thank you.
But I do
Doesn't matter if they're
ketchup,
soggy. Oh my
mustard,
God, yes,
and
it does.
onions.
Wait, you like
Onions?
Good.
Yeah, ketchup, mustard, and onions on my hot dogs. And then
What
if
is
it's a
Chicago
brine-
style?
yeah, what qualifies as that?
Chicago style. Oh, I'm really gonna get eaten alive. Mess this up. It is mustard, onions, a pickle, tomato, celery salt, and then a type of pepper, like a hot pepper, but I can't remember what kind of pepper it is.
I
I
can
think that's everything. I need to say this very clearly. There is no ketchup on a Chicago dog. I repeat,
Okay.
no
What?
ketchup on a Chicago dog.
I want nothing
Oh,
to do
and
with
it's
Chicago
on a,
hot dogs now.
They're so good.
I said they're
opening
good.
up- No, they're so good. You gotta get yourself to a Portillo's. Get yourself a Chicago dog. I get it with the peppers, but then I
No.
take them out because it's too spicy. Because it's a hot dog. Why is a hot dog that spicy? That's weird. But yeah.
I have
so
a
good.
really important question.
Mhm.
Is it
What
like
is your
a
question?
whole, like, big old pickle on it, or is it like pickle slices?
It's a wedge.
It's a big old pickle.
What?
It's good.
I feel like that
Oh, it also has
makes
relish
the
on it.
ratio off.
They're like it's like a
It also
huge
has relish.
Santa
huge
said.
It's,
Wait, Gottschalk Santa said Seattle tried to make their own city dog. It has cream cheese on it. That's heinous.
Ew.
Oh my god, vomit.
No.
That's
Vomit.
heinous.
That's like putting cream cheese in
That is
sushi. I can't do it, guys.
I can't do cream cheese and
Oh,
sushi
I don't mind
either.
cream cheese and sushi.
Cream cheese and sushi is so American. It makes me want to vomit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The first time I ever had crab was on a Ritz cracker with cream cheese, a piece of crab, and like cocktail sauce. That like someone had as like they did like samples of this in a grocery store where I grew up, and
That's so 80s white mom.
right? I used to eat that shit like it was going out of style. Like, my mom used to buy these like packs of like imitation crab, like just gigantic. 'Cause this is like all I used to eat. So that was very normal for me when I finally started sushi because I was like started eating sushi because
When I got started on sushi.
I started sushi. I feel like the first time you eat sushi is like a very pivotal moment in your life in the
Mhm.
Midwest.
Most people in America, when they eat sushi, it's not really sushi though. It's like a California roll or a Philly roll.
I mean, I can only eat a sweet potato roll
Yeah.
from our favorite spot. It's like sweet potato and cucumbers.
Okay, so here's my thing though with the sushi thing is like it's not traditional sushi, but after being in Japan, like a lot of sushi places in Japan now do American style sushi too. Because they're like, look at this! Like it's so different than what we do. So now you can actually get like American style sushi in Japan as well. So It's all, and then like you see a lot more Japanese style sushi in the US. So I feel like at this point the lines are so blurred that it's all just sushi together now.
But isn't it also like really common for like when people bring their cuisine over from other countries, they like mildly modify it so that the demographic that they're trying to appeal to actually enjoys it?
Yeah.
You know, isn't that like a thing that happens anyways? Because they're just like, this is weird. It's not something that we do around here, so I don't think I'm gonna try this.
I think it's also availability of products
Ingredients.
too, and ingredients, yeah.
KFCs are really popular in Japan, yeah.
Oh, for
I think
Christmas.
KFCs are really
Hell yeah,
popular in all of Asia.
That's a thing.
What's really popular?
KFC.
KFCs. Asians love their fried chicken, whether it's like karage or KFC. They go crazy.
Karage.
I have an aunt that owns
love
2
KFC.
McDonald's in South Africa.
Huh.
I feel like the
The more
McDonald's
you know.
everywhere
Random
except they're so good.
No, I love KFC mashed
What's so good
potatoes.
everywhere?
Popeyes is better than KFC. That's facts. Yep. Spoonie, Popeyes is better than KFC.
I feel like McDonald's in other countries is so much better than the McDonald's.
Absolutely. I would take,
100%.
yeah.
Because they have like such good stuff on the menu.
I feel like they're so much more creative.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Canadian McDonald's is fire. I love Canadian McDonald's.
Never had
Everything
it.
just tastes better. But I went when I was on my study abroad and we were in London. I got McDonald's there and I almost threw up. Like, maybe it was just the specific location, but like it was so dry. Also,
It was
Canadian
definitely the
McDonald's.
specific location. When I had it in London, it was amazing.
Does Canadian
I think it
McDonald's
was
have
great.
Oh,
poutine?
it was ass when I had it. Yeah, Canadian McDonald's has poutine.
Imagine going to Canada just for McDonald's. We've crossed the border for stupider reasons.
This is true, actually.
Okay, guys, so we're doing our thing where we go off on some tangents. And we do have things we said we were going to talk about. So I just wanted to hop into our next topic in the smoothest transition known to mankind. So we were going to talk about the stock market and everything that's been going on. But, you know, I can't really explain that well. But Paigey, you said you'd go ahead and take over on this. So if you want to give us a little lesson, that'd be awesome.
I would love to. Okay, so first and
Educate us.
foremost, I guess I'm curious what you all know about the current Wall Street bets, GME, all of that, and then I can at least, like, based on what you know, fill in the gaps for you.
Sorry, just real quick before I transition to this, I actually have to go. I'm really sorry, but I'm on a trip right now and I have to check out at this Airbnb. But I will be in the chat, so make sure to, ask questions. We'll get to them as we can. But enjoy the rest of the stream, guys, and I will see you on Friday.
Woo! Thanks,
Bye.
babe.
You will be missed.
Okay, can I explain my very basic understanding of what happened that
Yes.
I don't know if
Go
it's
for it.
actually correct or not? So, I think, this is what I think happened. I don't know if this really happened. Some guy on Reddit told everyone to buy GameStop. No, he saw that, what is it? It's called shorting. He saw that some company was shorting
Yes.
the stocks, which means they buy it from someone, borrow it, but they have to eventually pay them back. Usually people wait till the price is a lot lower so they can make a profit off of it. And he saw that I don't know if it was whatever company, investment company or hedge fund or whatever, I don't know who it was, borrowed a bunch of stocks for GameStop, and then he saw that and told everyone to go buy stock, so the price would go up and then that company would basically get screwed over. That's what I guess my recollection of what happened. I don't know if that's right.
That's actually
Yeah, you're actually
That's
pretty
pretty
dang
good.
close.
yeah, that's pretty good.
So,
Um,
okay.
Oh, I wanted to see if Frey had anything that she knew too.
Yeah, I'm curious about Frey's interpretation of this.
I'm on the spot now. Okay, no, what I understood about the stock market was that basically everyone on Reddit was like, we're about to fuck these guys. So then everyone kind of banded together, bought all of it, just shot all this shit up, and then everyone was like, what the fuck? And it was more like an eat the rich kind of deal. So that was my understanding.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what I got. But I listened to intelligent podcasts about it. So like I have an intelligent point of view, not my weird shit point of view too.
Yes, honestly, that did sound like an intelligent point of view.
It was,
Thank you for sharing that.
Okay, I guess I'll give some, I guess I'll start from the beginning best I can. So, yes, Maria's right in the shorting stock is basically when somebody borrows it, they're making a bet that that stock is going to end up decreasing in price, and then they end up making profit on that, like, difference of what it was when they borrowed it versus what it actually is going for. So you're making a bet the company is going to go into the gutter, essentially, which isn't always bad, and I can go into more because there's a lot of demonization of shorting the stock. It actually plays its part in the stock market, except for in this circumstance in which GME specifically, I won't go into AMC, I don't know a lot of detail about that, but GME in specific was shorted over 100% of the actual available stock, which is egregious. It's also people betting that people are going to lose their jobs, their ability to pay for like living, things like that, to a ridiculous degree. Well, what happened is the user on Wall Street Bets, Deep Fucking Value, which I love, he was looking at all this because the amount that a stock is shorted is actually publicly available. Anybody can find it. It's just sorting through a huge amount of information to find that. Well, he found it and then did a post and was like, hey, this stock is shorted this amount. I'm going to purchase it. I think that it would be like advisable for you to purchase it as well. So it's important to say that he was not telling people to buy it, because that would be a market manipulation if a whole group of people were getting together saying to buy it. Instead, he was saying it's advisable to get it if you want. Well, as a result, it ended up going way up because people saw it and they were like, actually, this would be a smart bet to take and to buy some of the stock. And then at a certain deadline, the people who did the borrowing have to come forward and actually purchase that stock. So if it goes up in value from when they borrowed, they're actually losing a lot of money, which is why people got so frustrated before that Friday deadline, when the deadline to purchase the actual stock came up, which at that point it was hitting like $400 when it went from like literally $1, a couple dollars. So that's billions for these hedge funds that were shorting it that much. That's billions. But then we got into the issue of Robinhood turning off trading for the typical retail investor, which I think I saw a statistic. It was something like 80% of people on Robinhood actually own stock in GME. So turning off that like huge amount of people that can have access to a stock is greatly going to decrease the ability for it to continue rising, which we're going to see play out in court cases inevitably. But yeah, that's how that went down.
I saw a thing on Robinhood. Because for some reason, a lot of people that I follow on Twitter are very invested in this situation. So I've been seeing stuff all over Twitter. But didn't they like force people to sell their stocks on Robinhood?
So they
I saw some commotion about that
too.
So they weren't necessarily forcing you to sell, but they were making it so you could only sell. The only option you had was to sell. So it was trying to encourage people to sell because they would see the price drop really quickly which means they're losing a lot of money. And when people see that happen, they get nervous about losing even more money, and so they start selling it. And when nobody has the opportunity to buy it, there's no way for the price to like flatline. It's only just going to keep going down. And so it wasn't necessarily that they were forcing people to sell, but they were. Wait. So Gosh X said,
why did they not let people buy it?
Actually sells stocks for people.
So
that's the question.
Well, I listened to an interview with the founder of Robinhood, and basically the reason that they did all of this was because they didn't have enough money to give back to these people. Like Robinhood as a firm, they were like, we just don't have the money to do it, and you have to have a certain amount of money to like stay within like the laws parameters of all of this. And they were like, all the money just shot out immediately, so like we couldn't do anything. But then it looked really shady. It looked like they were trying to help the big guy.
Well, it's also, so the thing that made it really shady though is that they're owned by a hedge fund that had stakes in GME. So now they're saying, well, was that actually like a to cover your ass explanation, or was that like the legitimate legitimate explanation? Which, you know, it seems plausible, but I think we're gonna see a lot come out in like a future trial and court case over what the truth of that decision was.
Oh yeah.
At least everything that I've seen, Robinhood just looks really shady right now, but I also live with conspiracy theorists, so like my view is very biased. Pretty much as soon as this started happening, my boyfriend was like, I'm gonna see if I can buy GameStop stock. And he made the purchase, it went through, and then Robinhood, like a few hours later, was like, go fuck yourself. And he wasn't able, like, it didn't actually end up going through. And he's like, they're blocking purchases. They're blocking GameStop purchases.
Wait, does that mean he was trying to buy at 300?
I have no clue. I don't know when exactly it was. He was just trying to see if it was possible. The waste of expendable income. But like, he tried and it didn't work. And then he was just like, it's happening. But, you know, I make him sound crazy, but like, he's not insane. Just want to clarify that point. But yeah.
My husband did the same thing. And then all he did was check stocks. And I was like, can you please pay attention to me and not the stock market?
That's all I've been doing.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, I'm sitting right in front of you. And he was like, I got to check the stock market. And I was like, the stock market will still be there. And he was like, but it changes all the time.
I mean,
it
will also still be there. You will also still be there and be exactly the same. So.
I wanted to pay attention then. And I wasn't getting it. So it was pissing me off. Mostly because I was like, trying to talk to him. He would be like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, what did I just say? Tell me. And then a week later, he was like, you didn't tell me that. But I did. He was looking at the fucking stock market. So I don't want to hear it.
You're in competition.
All right,
with
let's
Stonks.
talk about the stock market and not your marital issues.
Not an issue anymore. I'm over it.
I actually like.
you sound over it.
Question.
Yeah, what's up?
For the people who know, like maybe your conspiracy theorist boyfriend or husband, how, or maybe even Peachy, but how is this gonna change the stock market? Like, is this gonna have any effect? Because I've seen some people go back and forth too, like, oh, this is gonna change the game. Like, these like rich people aren't gonna be able to get rich like they were able to before. Like, is it actually gonna have a lasting effect on the stock market, or is this just like a one-time thing? We won't ever see something like this again.
So,
it's absolutely gonna change things.
I think no matter what, we're going to see change, but the change, whoever the change favors, is going to be dependent on how it plays out in court.
Yeah.
I think in the short term, it's not going to favor retail investors like you and I. And depending on how much faith you have in the system, which I haven't ever hit it. I have very little faith in our system. I don't.
Same.
I unfortunately don't see it favoring the upper, middle, and below class. I think that the way that the system is regulated for purchasing stocks for the retail investor is going to be stricter. I think communication on what stock you should buy and can buy among forums such as Wall Street Bets is going to be stricter. Yeah, I don't see it playing out. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but I don't see it playing out in the little guy's favor.
Yeah. And
either because
like I don't really understand everything that's going on because I don't have like a clear, full understanding of the stock market as a whole. But even I was thinking that like something has to change because this is too big of an issue for it to just go unacknowledged. Like something like this can't happen and they're like, okay, yeah, we're just going to keep everything the same. Like that just doesn't seem like a logical response. And I feel like there's just going to be way too much outrage if nothing is done. But at the same time, depending on like what Paige said with how the court cases go, there might be even more outrage once something does change. So I guess we'll see.
I don't think that like the everyday person is going to come out well on this because they don't have all the information that these professional hedge fund managers and like the professionals in this industry do, because like they find all of this, like you think about like the end of your workday, you have all this information about whatever you're working on that everyone else does not have. So like if you work for a big brand, you kind of know like when the next vehicle's coming out, like when like the next shoe's going to drop, like stuff like that like everyone else doesn't know. So those people who are in it every single day, that it's their profession, are going to have an inside scoop that everyone else doesn't. But I think then too that a lot of people now, like all these kids in high school that are going into college that watched all this happen, I think we'll see an increase in them doing this professionally. Mm-hmm. They're going to be like, oh, I do it all the time. It's going to be super cool. You know?
I mean, going off of that, I think one really awesome thing that came out of this is it made purchasing stocks and involvement in stocks for the common person much more accessible. Like this is the first time, after I saw all this happen, it was the first time that I personally invested in stocks. I did not buy GME, but I was like, whoa, I can actually, like, there are people paying off their student loans doing this. And it's something that before I was like, that's too complicated. I don't know how it works. I don't know like how to do this. That I think now a lot of people are going to be like, I can get involved. Like I can do this now. It makes sense.
Well, that's what Matt did. He paid off my credit card with what he made on the stock market. I was like, oh yeah, keep going.
Keep going.
But I think too with the pandemic, yeah, I was like, let's do this, pay off all of our bills. But I think too with the pandemic, people are at home, there isn't as much to do. And the money that you would be spending to go to like a hockey game or a football game for tickets, you can now spend to invest too. So I think a lot of people are realizing that their recreational money can be used to turn into something more. Because that's kind of how my husband got into it, and then we all sat in the living room with his cousins and we were all doing it together. Like then sports betting, we dove into that world. That was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, my boyfriend has made so much money off of sports betting.
Mm-hmm. It's wild.
But but the thing is though, he wasn't trying to sports bet when he started it. He plays in like a men's league baseball thing in the summer, and the guy who runs the team was like, he basically said, they have to pay like team dues or whatever. So he's like, they're $200, but just pay for $200 of my Lions football squares, and then like that'll be you paying for your dues. He ended up making $250 off of those football squares. And then he's been bored, so he's been betting. He bet on the Lakers for a couple of playoff games, and he made money on that. And so he's been getting really into that, and he's also he's into Bitcoin, a bunch of other stuff. But speaking of cryptocurrencies,
yes,
we do have a comment that I wanted to acknowledge because Paige, you were just talking about this. Gosh Heck Santa was asking about when we were getting to Dogecoin.
Y'all,
And
let me
I know
tell
you just bought some.
Let me tell you how much I have. I'm pumped. So here, I'm pulling it up right now. Hokie gets it. Okay. So I bought Doge on an average cost of 3 cents. And I bought over 2,000. And it's now at 7 cents.
Nice.
Nice.
Which, believe it or not, though, is a pretty...
The way it fluctuates.
Huh?
Like, the way it fluctuates is wild to me. Like, so, I saw someone who bought $500 worth of Dogecoin. It was like up, down, all night.
Yeah.
Like, all we did was check this Dogecoin, and I was like, this is like addictive. And I was like, you're also not going to get any sleep tonight, because if you've checked it this much while we're sitting here, you're going to check it all night and just hit refresh over and over and over again. And that's just mind blowing to me, because I also like don't understand how that turns into real money.
So
can someone explain to me what the whole Dogecoin to the moon thing is?
So
I've been seeing that a lot too.
I would love to. So here's the thing is cryptocurrency is kind of just like an in-between. I mean, some people do accept cryptocurrency itself, but in regards to Dogecoin is a cryptocurrency that was made for funsies. I can't remember who created it, somebody in chat might, but it literally is like a meme currency that somebody was like, let's just make a fucking Dogecoin, why the hell not? But here's the thing with Dogecoin is that it doesn't have a cap. So unlike a Bitcoin that has a cap of how much of it can be bought, which is part of the reason that it's skyrocketed in price and value, Doge does not have a cap, which is why it's so cheap. And it's really only going up because it's popular and more people are buying it. So people are hoping that somebody ends up capping it so that there's a limited amount in supply, and then the value of it will go up. And then essentially you just have to find another person that is willing to buy that cryptocurrency, and then you just make the money of its value. Programs to do this now, so luckily you don't have to like literally find a person to do it. But once also things start accepting Dogecoin as payment, the value will go up as well, because you can actually buy things with it. Bitcoin, another reason it went up beyond just having a capped amount, is that a lot of things started accepting Bitcoin as a legitimate form of payment, so you wouldn't have to sell it to get the USD value of it and then buy something. You could just directly buy something. So yeah, that's basically...
So who accepts cryptocurrency? Like, is there could you go to Walmart and like pay for your groceries? I'm not saying like right now, but like eventually. Is that kind of where cryptocurrency is going?
I think personally there's too many cryptocurrencies out there, and if Walmart hasn't decided to take Bitcoin yet, then I don't think it ever will. And there's just so many options out there. But usually it's like online purchases. I can't think of people in particular that accept Bitcoin. I just know that there are like websites that take it. Another thing that was going back, like when Silk Road was a thing, Bitcoin also got popular because it was the go-to form of payment for things like Silk Road. And
you remember what Silk Road is again?
It was basically a website for illicit purchases. So like drugs. Okay, that's what I thought.
I was like,
yeah, things
I'm
like
pretty
that.
sure I've seen this. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on a Netflix documentary about like it was about drugs. It was about drugs. I just can't remember which drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, my fire alarm is going off.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna ignore it.
Hopefully the house isn't burning down.
Smoke coming in the background. You can check it if you want.
It happens all the time. It's not my smoke detector. It is the literal fire alarm in my hallway that alerts the fire department that my building's on fire. I can't turn it off, and it happens sometimes.
Well,
it just goes off.
Hear it,
just randomly.
That's good.
Yeah, I can't hear it either.
Which is surprising. It's super loud.
So yeah, but Doge is getting popular. I bought a lot of Doge. It's fun though. I mean, Freya's right. Like, it's kind of addicting to watch. Like, I'll wake up in the morning and check Robinhood and be like, ooh, it went up today.
That's what Matt does. He comes home from work every day and he goes, babe, guess how much money I made today? I didn't do anything. Just watching the stock market every day. I was like, can you at least kiss me hello first?
Am
I
I
just
your
think it's so
husband?
funny that once the
Am I
stock
your
market,
husband?
I'm in a pool with me, Matt, in the stock market.
One of my finance bros friends was telling me, he literally sent me a novel about everything that was going on with Robinhood and GameStop, yada yada yada. And he was telling me that because of that specific situation, he's lost $5,000 in investments that he's made in completely different companies.
Oh my
like
god.
things that are
Wow.
entirely uninvolved from this direct situation, because people started selling off out of panic, and that like devalued other stocks that he was in. He doesn't have GameStop, he doesn't have AMC, he doesn't have GME, none of that. He just lost money in a completely different section.
See, this is
That
a true
sucks.
criticism of what Robinhood did, though, is Robinhood limiting buying of certain stocks affected more than just those particular stocks, but had a negative effect on the stock market as a whole. Which I think is going to be a very difficult argument for them in a legal case. But I can't even imagine. Yeah, I would never even put that much money on the line. I can't even imagine.
I would hate to be the guys who own Robinhood right now.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Like, that would suck.
People are very upset with them.
Yeah, and you can't really come back from that. Like, that's a PR nightmare that, like, you fucked up and you're stuck with it.
But the thing is,
And it's
a
going to...
Oh, you go.
Oh, I was just saying it's going to be an issue for longer than just this time, because court cases take fucking forever.
Yes.
And
It's gonna be one of those things that chills out, and then all of a sudden it'll come back, and we're all gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that happened in
Remember that?
2021." It's just gonna be like the Australian wildfires. We're like, "Oh fuck, that was like January 2020." Everyone forgot about it.
Yeah. Well, and part of the issue is you're kind of stuck with it. Like, everybody was saying you should hop out of Robinhood if you can. It costs $75 to transfer anything, and you can't transfer cryptocurrency. So my cryptocurrency is stuck in Robinhood unless I want to sell it. But the problem is every time you sell, you hit a tax event. So I will be taxed if I sell my cryptocurrency to then buy more in a different app, and I don't feel like paying the taxes on that if I have to sell it just to move it somewhere else.
The taxes expensive on it? I didn't know that.
It depends on how much you make. I'm not making a lot, but I still like don't want to pay that if I don't have to. So I'm just like, if I end up ever buying more Doge, I'm literally going to have to download a separate app for crypto because I don't want to be in Robinhood anymore.
Yeah.
We really need to start like teaching these things to high schoolers, because I'm disappointed in myself in the fact that like I don't like fully understand everything that's going on. I think I have a better grasp on it than like most people, just because my boyfriend's so involved in it and he talks about it all the time, and he's the only person I see anymore because of COVID. So, like, but like, I don't know, like, these are like in necessary life skills, and we're not being taught that in school, but I did learn how to make an apple pie in high school. Like,
Did you
I
really
took
have
home
a
a
cooking
robot.
class in high school?
Yeah, I took culinary arts for 2 years.
I didn't have
And
that.
I also took a parenting class, and I took a robot baby home. I have a picture of it.
It's funny how they prioritize having kids over learning how to do your taxes, how to buy a home, how like finances, like everything.
So my in my high school for my econ class, we had like a stock market game, and so you had to play the stock market against our teacher. And if you won, I think you like got out of taking the final exam, but like every year, like he always won. I'm pretty sure that Matt is the only person who's ever beat the teacher doing that. But like that was so long ago that like I don't remember any of that. So like I don't know. I do prioritize weird shit.
I mean,
public
okay,
schools.
so
I mean-
I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I mean, the way that our
Do it.
curriculum is structured, or at least our public curriculum is structured, is to serve certain purposes, right? And I would argue that the way that schools are underfunded, it is not necessarily to serve in the purpose of like economic mobility. And
Sure.
if you reduce economic mobility and people's ability to be financially responsible, then inevitably you lead them to having more debt. And more debt ends up leading to you having to pay back into the system more. And like I don't necessarily believe that our entire education or public education system is designed to give people autonomy and freedom and like financial responsibility. And to an extent I believe it's on purpose.
I
don't doubt that either.
definitely agree with that.
Also, Gottschalk Sam said, isn't the baby class basic intention reduce motherhood? To be honest, I've never had the baby class. I never had that. I'm convinced it's only in movies.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the intentions are for the class, but now that you mention that, it's kind of funny because I took that class because my friend was taking it, and my friend took that class because she was 16 and pregnant. So
it might be a little too late at that point. Might be too late.
My fire for me, like
I can see how like having that class and like having those robo babies would turn you off of wanting to have a baby like anytime soon. But I don't think like they go into teaching you like, hey, this is why you don't want to have kids early. I think it's just more like, hey, this is what the experience of having kids is going to somewhat be like.
It definitely didn't stress at all on like sex ed or anything, trying to like encourage you to not have children. It was very focused on child development and like developing parenting skills and how to like take care of children. I mean, I'm sure at some point they were like use condoms, but like I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is like these classes are definitely about like what the experience of a baby is like, and a lot less about like here's safe sex and here's like birth control and condoms and how to not have a baby in the first place. Like you're gonna hate a kid if you have it, but we're not gonna tell you ways to not have it.
And what really bothers me about like public school sex education is that it's all heterosexual sex education.
Yeah.
Don't expand anywhere else for people who are like people who are gay, people who like have different genitals. Like they don't do anything else, and I'm like, that would suck to sit in that class and be like, none of this applies to me.
Yeah.
Like at all.
And then you feel excluded already. Like
right, and then you have to figure it out yourself, or you talk to people that like you're 16 at your first job, you're talking to like I don't know, the other cashier, and then they're telling you all kinds of wild shit, and you're just like, oh, I don't really
feels
like
very personal now when you're like 16 at your first job.
I worked at retail, and my first job, they hazed me. I was not having a good time. No, but like because the people that I did work with, they did tell me wild shit. I learned so much working in retail as a 16-year-old that I was like, I don't want to know this. So, yeah, it was weird.
Okay, guys. So we were going to be talking about the horrors of being a teenager. None of us are teenagers anymore, but honestly, thank God. But I think that
we were once.
Yeah, not too long ago. But I think it makes us a little bit more aware of how ridiculous we were. And I was thinking about this topic the other day because I was telling you guys the story about how I was going through my notes and I found some of the text messages that had been sent between my high school ex-boyfriend and I died because it was so embarrassing. Like, oh my gosh, it was so dramatic. I was literally just like, I don't think we should continue to speak. I just can't stop loving you. And
Oh my gosh.
I don't like that either.
How do you not just cringe?
Oh
It's
my
so
gosh.
cringy.
I
But I did
wanted
the same
to
thing.
throw my phone. It was horrifying.
I'm pretty sure, like, if you didn't send a text message or post a Facebook status that you're not embarrassed of now, you're not human. There's no way. You know? Because I feel like that was how it went. You just
I think
that embarrassing.
when you're like
every
a 16-year-old girl, everything is dramatic. Like, everything is a big deal, and you don't realize how unimportant some of the things that you are upset about are until you look back on it. And you don't even have to be that old. Like, it's literally, I noticed a difference between my attitudes from 17 to 20. Like, looking at my best friend's little sister, who I consider my little sister, and she was complaining because she didn't have money to get her nails done. And I was like, sweetie, pay a bill. I'm begging you to pay a single bill, and that's not even going to be something that you worry about. I think it's really just like, it's such a short time span where you're maturing so much, and like your views of everything are so completely different between like 16 and 20. And you have so many experiences going on at that time too.
I think to add to it as well, like, your hormones are all out of fucking whack. And then also, because of your hormones being out of whack, I think, I mean, I could be wrong in this, but I could swear that I read somewhere too that, like, your teen years as you go through puberty are the times that you're most likely to have any kind of, like, mental illness pop up as well. So then, like, and I feel that that's pretty common of when, like, you're a teenager, you have an anxiety disorder, that's when that shit's coming to the surface. If, like, you have depression, or bipolar disorder, like, that's the time when those things come forward. So, like, I know for me personally, looking back, like, I had mental health issues that just weren't addressed and was kind of summed up to being like, it's your hormones. Sorry, that sucks. And then, like, that was very serious though. And now that I'm an adult, these things still exist. It's just I don't have the guise of hormones covering it from people taking it seriously as well. Which makes you act like an idiot too. Like, and then you say stupid stuff on Twitter because you don't know what the reality is of, like, what's happening to you.
But even at 25, as a woman, my mental health still gets blamed on my hormones. I looked at my doctor and I was like, hey, I am anxious 24/7. Yeah. The anxiety is real. High functioning anxiety, but anxiety nonetheless. And they literally were like, take this supplement. It's definitely your hormones, because it gets worse around a certain time of the month. And I was like, yeah, for sure. But, like, I'm anxious 3 weeks in the month too. So, like, that's not it. And it's so frustrating because I was like, okay, first of all, I turned 25. I hit second puberty. Second of all, I can manage my anxiety and my hormones separately. They're both an issue. And it's so aggravating. And I'm not sure that men had that same issue at this point. But as a woman, I still do. And it pisses me off. So I just found a therapist by myself. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I won't ask for a referral then if you're not going to listen to me.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely just the long stigma of poorly treating women in a healthcare setting. That's just something that needs to be, like, something that literally dates back to, like, medieval times, where they were just like, women just faint because they're hysterical, and not because they're wearing corsets so tight that they're crushing their diaphragms and can't breathe and properly get oxygen to their brains.
Right.
We gotta follow quickly. Wilbur's MM, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. Welcome.
Thank
from
you.
all of
Welcome.
us. What were you saying?
Oh, they would just be like, give her a lobotomy and move on. Thank God that's not.
And have you guys, this is completely not on the topic of high school embarrassing moments, but like speaking of like the corsets that they wore, they like, just to think of how like patriarchal this society was back then, they literally thought sometimes when women were fainting, like they were trying to woo men, like trying to get men's attention.
Is that where that comes from in films? The whole like woo,
like swooning? Yeah, exactly.
Oh
so
my
like
God.
Bridgerton, they did that in Bridgerton, and it was like this whole thing. It's because when they thought it was just like women trying to show off to men and get their attention. Like, isn't that crazy?
Bro, I can't
If
breathe.
if a man ever made me faint, I would know immediately that I can't be with them. We cannot be giving men that kind of power.
No,
You don't deserve it.
not.
But like,
That's a
yeah,
lot for
I
me.
think that's half of the cringy shit I did on the internet when I was younger was just like a lot of undiagnosed mental health issues.
So every morning I go through my Facebook memories and delete all of my cringy statuses that they all end in text me with 8 X's,
Ow.
greater than sign with a 3, and then a semicolon and an asterisk to be like, "Ugh, I don't like that.
Ever
Who does that?
Did you guys ever do like truth is on Facebook or like my
Yes.
status and I'll
Rate.
rate you?
Oh,
Yes.
I still see
Yes.
people
And
do
they're
that,
so-
and they're adults, and I don't know why. I don't
Like,
know why they do that.
I
Oh,
did so many of those, and like since I was in high school and everyone acts like they're friends with people they're not friends with, I would get like hundreds of likes on those. And I wouldn't do most of them because I like didn't know these people. But then I'd do some of them, and I'm like, truth is, like, we go to the same school. Truth is, you're really pretty. Truth is, like, we don't hang
Oh
out.
my gosh.
Text me. And I'm like, why am I telling these people? Hey, I don't want to freaking hang out with you because if I did, I would.
Okay,
Like,
all of
oh
mine,
gosh.
I look at all the ones that were posted on my wall and they all go, truth is, you're like really nice. And that's so annoying to me. I'm like, ew.
But at the time, I would think it was the biggest compliment ever. I would be like
Oh.
so happy when someone's like, "Oh, you're really pretty. Oh, I really like having lunch with you." Like at that time, I thought it was like
Yeah.
the coolest thing ever. But now looking back, it's just like cringe.
Did you guys do
Yes.
what
And
was
I'm
it?
also,
What was it called where
I'll
people
answer.
could anonymously submit questions to you? That was.
Oh my gosh.
I hate
I can't-
myself with that.
Oh my
I got
gosh.
people were so
Yeah,
mean.
I got ripped.
I
to
kind
shreds.
of liked the idea of it because sometimes people would ask you things that they weren't like bold enough to ask you like to your face, but at the same time, sometimes those things just said like kill yourself or something like really unnecessary, and that was peak cyberbullying. It was kind of messed up.
I never
think-
downloaded it because I was scared that people were gonna bully me because I had like, not to get deep or anything, but like people used to make fun of me a lot in like middle school. So that was the time that people were all making
Yeah.
the Ask FM or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And I loved the idea of it, like having people ask me stuff that they are too scared to ask me in person. But I just thought I was gonna get like a bunch of like hate messages on it, so I never.
Yeah,
did.
I never.
I
Neither did I.
100%
I
got
couldn't.
hate on there. We're very mean.
I got
Awful.
bullied.
I'm sure everyone did.
I think too that
Like-
when as we were growing up, like cyberbullying was at like an all-time high because it was so new, and like I don't think anyone really realized the gravity of our behavior on those because it was so new.
Yeah.
The internet was
Yeah,
still.
I'm actually curious
was, like,
to see
less
if it's getting better or worse. Because, like, it's being acknowledged more now, but there's some horrendous things that I've seen happen via cyberbullying.
I feel like.
Oh, I
too,
don't doubt that it's not.
Some people like.
Special guest appearance from my man.
Oh, that shameful slide on out of there.
In his, I am in the room that has his closet, so it's to be expected.
But I feel like now there's so much more self-deprecating behavior from young people on like looking at TikTok, and there are like videos of doing these like, is your face symmetrical? Are you pretty when you pull the phone back? And that kind of like, people cry over that. And like, at first I was like, are you fucking kidding me? But then I remembered what it's like to be a teenager. And I was like, this is so sad that people are doing this to themselves. Don't do
But
that.
I do.
I'm so excited about this topic right now because Paige, I literally sent you something the other day where I was like, Gen Z just enjoys like mortifying themselves. Because there's also there's that one trend where you're supposed to like text somebody you like you're supposed to text your best friend the lyrics to the song where it's like,
Oh,
Jenny, best friend, you're my best friend. Jenny, my dear, you're my best friend. And then you're like, I want to ruin our friendship. We should be lovers instead. And you're like texting that to your best friend, and just to see how they respond. Mortifying. This whole electric love, try and kiss your crush thing. Mortifying. Why?
Yes.
Or just like they just do things to embarrass themselves because it's funny and they're bold.
They're bold. They're wild.
And you
They're
guys
wild in.
Did you guys actually go up to your crushes and tell them you liked them, or did you send your friend to go tell the person?
I sent
done
my
both.
friend with me.
I always sent a friend.
I played 20 questions via text, and at some point somebody would be like, who do you like? And then they'd be like, oh, it's
that.
And they
Girl, I'm texting. Did you ever do that bullshit?
Oh, yeah.
You'd be like, I'm texting this really cute boy. Ew!
Stop it.
Why did I think that was cute?
Oh
so
my god.
uncomfortable
See,
right now.
I was smart.
I am so uncomfortable.
And I had my
Can we change
scene
it?
kid phase, you know, where my hair was all these colors,
Yes.
and I wore the
wanted to
ugliest
talk about
clothes.
this.
And I switched schools halfway through high school, and I decided that was a perfect opportunity to delete all of my social media and every single picture, including that, and remake it. So I'm kind of sad now that like I'm confident in who I am because I don't have these pictures, but I truly believe they saved me a lot of like pain in my following high school and college years to not have those photos anymore.
I
Because
have
I'm pretty
all
sure
of
when I
mine,
did guys.
especially since I can't delete my MySpace
I can't either.
because I
went
don't
on
remember
it
the
other day.
password.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember my MySpace, but I didn't delete it, so it's somewhere. It's somewhere.
My mom wouldn't let me. I wasn't allowed to have a MySpace, and I really thank my
Neither
mom
was
for that
I.
now.
I mean,
I
yeah,
wasn't
I
allowed
wasn't
to
allowed
one
to
either.
have one, but I had one.
Oh
I
man,
was
I
really
loved
afraid.
MySpace.
My mom terrible.
I loved it
I couldn't
too.
do it.
I went on it the other day to just look, and then I saw all like the embarrassing pictures and stuff I had on there. But I also saw that my username, or like, you know, like you can make a username for your profile or whatever. It was like Belieber, lover, blah blah blah,
I
like
bet
some
it
Justin
was.
Bieber thing.
No.
Oh.
It was
All right, everyone in the chat, drop your AIM username right now.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that either. But it's somewhere.
Mine was Pop
don't remember.
Princess 212, and it was based
Oh, I
off of
remember
that
that.
song that's like Pop Princess cheese. Na, na. I don't remember the words.
I don't even know
Pop
that song.
Princess. It was on Radio Disney all the time.
See, while
I
you were
remember
listening
mine,
to that
because my
crap,
mom's
I was
listening.
listening to Hannah Montana. So catch up.
same.
Mine was Singing Stars 3000. I knew that I was going to win American Idol one day. I was like,
Oh my god.
I will
Do you
win
wanna
American
give us
Idol, so
some-
Singing Stars.
Do you want to give us a taste of what
Little
that
performance.
tryout would have been like?
I was going to sing I Will Survive by Maria Gaynor.
I would
give
love
you
to
that
hear
much, but I'm
that.
not-
I think you would do a wonderful demonstration of.
I'm a little out of practice. So maybe in a future podcast, if everyone is really down, I will perform for you guys. but that means everyone needs to subscribe and come back and follow. I'll set a benchmark, and once for you guys.
When we hit
It's gonna be
500,
weird.
we get Frey's American Idol audition.
Oh yeah. Oh, because I remember the game on your PS2. It was Singing Star 2000 was the game, and we used to play that shit like it was going out of style. I don't know how my mom put up with it because my little brother and my best friend and I we would just sing all fucking day. We just wouldn't stop. I don't know how my mom didn't kill all three of us. It was a lot.
Ugh,
Oh my
kids.
gosh. I just thought about another horrifying event that happened in my youth.
Oh, well, okay. So Kate Mix-Up
Go
said
ahead.
changing the first email address you ever had to something more appropriate for job applications, though. Except, so I made a new email, but my mom uses my Singing Star 3000 email for all of her coupons and like for people like to send her real documents. I'm like, Mom, you can't just like give that email out. She was like, why? That's the one I check.
Oh
I was like,
my
I
God.
understand that. It's weird. No one does that anymore. Everyone's email is just their name now.
Yeah.
So that's, and she like doesn't see anything wrong with it, and I think it's so funny.
Ugh.
Okay, Becky, what-
Speaking of
So-
emails, I
Oh.
went through my old. Sorry, I was gonna say. Speaking of emails, I went through my old email I had in like late elementary school, so like 4th, 5th grade into middle school, and I was like reading through all these old ones that I used to send my friends back in like that time, and one of them just was so hilarious to me because it wasn't something I would say right now. Like I would never say that to anyone. And it was like someone asked me because I was dating this guy named Cole at the time in like 5th grade. And they asked me like, "Oh, hey, how's Cole? Like how's your boyfriend Cole doing?" And I replied saying, I think I said something along the lines of, "Cole's doing great. He's really hot, but he's not a very good kisser. Sucks for him." I'm like thinking I am like this 5th grader and I only pecked him. Like it's not like we had some like make-out session or anything. And I'm going around emailing my friends, telling them my 5th grade boyfriend sucks at kissing.
That's so cute.
Oh my gosh. I looked back and I was like, I can't believe I actually emailed this to someone.
Oh God. I'm so
If
glad.
you're
I never
out there,
had
I'm
access.
so sorry she just put you on blast like that.
Yeah, poor Cole. I bet you're now.
I don't even know what Cole is doing with his life or where he is in the world. So Cole, I'm so sorry about that.
Cole, I hope your
My
kissing got better.
My 5th grade boyfriend, I think, is an engineer. I looked him up on Facebook, I think last year, because I was just curious what Zach was up to, and I'm pretty sure he went to a really difficult school and is he's doing something smart. So
It worked out for him.
Missed out, I guess.
Yeah.
Missed it out.
So the thing that I was gonna say earlier about the horrifying youth experience that I just thought about. So you guys remember Top 8 on MySpace?
Oh no.
Oh yes.
So I remember I was dating this boy. His name was Tony. He was my first kiss. We had to be 13 because I think it was the first time we dated. And I was on MySpace and I saw that I wasn't on his top 8. I was kind of pissed about it.
Wow.
So I said something about it, and he's like, okay, so he put me on his top 8, but he put me last. He put me as the last person, his girlfriend as the last person on his top 8. And I was like, this motherfucker. So to return the favor, I put him last on my top 15. And I was like, I want you to know that you are as much of a priority as I am to you.
That is so
absolutely.
petty.
I'll probably say.
That is really petty.
I think I would really struggle now
Said about
to
it.
rank my friends. If I was
Yeah.
going to put all of my friends into a top 8, I don't know that I could do that.
I would
Honestly-
have to add the note that's like, it's not in order of who's best. They're all equal in the top 10. Like,
Right.
Yeah. I could definitely do it.
Oh,
I know where you all stand.
Yeah? All right.
Oh my god, no, Becky. No.
Savage.
All right.
No, but the thing is, though, it's like fluctuating. So, like,
It does change.
because some
every
days
day.
some days I'm like, I don't think this person's gonna be my friend this week.
I'm so curious where I stand at this moment.
Yeah, Becky, share your top.
Yeah, you
10
want to
with
give
us.
your list?
Oh yeah.
Just let us know where the
Let me just
three of us.
let me just pull it up from my notes real quick.
She does it
kidding.
every morning.
Just kidding, my phone is dead, and also that is just a joke. I could never rank you guys.
Mhm. I don't believe that.
Yeah. Just,
I mean, that's
all of our-
fine.
For sure.
I mean, like, in all
Wow.
honesty, even if I did make that ranking, like, how hurt could you truly be? Because, like, everyone on the list is loved. Like, if you make the list, you're still loved.
yeah,
So,
but
like,
not loved
are
as
we all-
much as the
Said,
person
you don't
above
all
me
make
in
the
the
list.
list.
But
So, I mean, I may be loved,
Oh,
but I'm still not loved as much.
and
But love is love.
I feel like that's just something you're gonna have to deal with. So
I don't feel okay with it. Should we do Q&A advice?
I'm-
Or, because my feelings are hurt now.
Guys, come on. I would never do that to you.
You
Or
did.
what?
You just did.
Or maybe I wouldn't. Or maybe I wouldn't. Or I would.
I would have a 7 to 10 range since I'm the weird one. I could see me landing in like top 4.
Jeff, you're number one. Right, you're number
Wait.
one. But so is Toby and Maria. You're all number one for me.
What is this comment about technically you have top friends on Facebook?
I don't know about that.
Do you have top friends on Facebook?
How do you find that? I want to know how you find.
Is
your
it
top
like
friends.
people who you interact with the most? Like, is there some algorithm?
I don't know, maybe. Because you know like some of
My
those
top
like auto-generated things where it's like this person's your best friend, this person's gonna be at your wedding, this person like it's just
Yeah.
like these random things that pull from your friend list.
Oh yeah, I think
Like,
that's how you interact.
I'm assuming it's using like your most recent or most consistent interactions to pull that information. So is that what they mean by you have top friends? on
Yeah,
Facebook?
that's exactly it.
Yeah. Wow.
Um,
That's wild.
yeah,
Someone
so
jump over
I guess we're doing Q&A now. I can't look at the chat because for some reason it will not load for me.
And your phone's
Oh.
dead.
I have it up so I can monitor the chat.
Yeah. Anybody in chat, you wrap it up with a Q&A advice column. Can be about anything. If you even want advice on how to fix a broken sink, I think I can help with that. So whatever you need, that's what we're here for.
Impressive.
I mean, I can fix
I can't-
the thing of a sink. I have fixed a sink before, is what I'm getting at. I don't know the name. It's like that thing in the bottom, like the strainer.
Oh, that you like.
Yeah, that goes in there at the bottom.
Yeah, then you pull the whole thing up. Yes,
Yeah.
we're on the same page. I don't know what that's called.
I fixed that thing before.
That's
I don't know
impressive.
what we're talking about.
Thank you. No, let me describe it better for you then. So it's at the bottom of the sink. If you're not getting it, let me do in more detail for you about the
I'll send you a
sink.
picture after this. I'll go take a picture of my sink and be like, it's that thing.
Yeah, we'll throw it in the main chat so everybody knows exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, perfect. Maybe when my phone loads, I'll check it out. I mean, loads? I mean, charges. My phone is 100% dead because I did not charge my phone last night because I was highly intoxicated.
Why is everybody drinking on a Saturday night except for me?
I didn't
You
either.
were invited. You chose not to come.
I'm sorry. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people. I die. I don't know. Okay, well, do you guys have any questions that you want to?
I'd love to hear. Okay, I do have a question because I would love to hear from the chat on what they thought of our first episode. Any kind of feedback.
I would like to know that as well.
It'll make us better moving forward. Obviously, this is new. So, any
have a
feedback?
suggestion of one thing we could do to make things better. We have to stop cutting Paige off while she's talking.
Y'all, I'm just trying to just do my best.
I feel like we need to talk. Okay,
like-
so we do have a question. Neo Ned said, okay, we're all on a deserted island. Who's the head bitch in charge? Who dies first? And who would feel comfortable eating said dead friend? That's your only choice.
Wait,
God.
can we go in
Oh
a circle
my
and I'll say what I think this is? I'll go first here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Head bitch is Toby. Who dies first is either Maria or I. And then who eats the dead friend, I think we know who I leave that with. Because there's only one person left. You did say you're weird.
Vegan.
You said you're weird.
I can't do it. Okay, I had this conversation this morning. A vegan eats
Eating
another
your
vegan
friend?
It's not vegan. My friends are not vegan.
Yeah, but if you're gonna die and you have nothing left, you have to eat somebody.
I can't do that. I can't do that. Oh my god, I'm offended. Okay, can I go next since I'm
Okay.
personally attacked?
Go.
Okay.
For it.
I also think that Toby is the head bitch in charge. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die first because I don't want to be on a deserted island. I will volunteer to go, and then I think Paige's gonna eat me. I don't think Maria could do it either. I think you'd eat me first.
I can't get mad. I would eat a person if I had to. If I was life or death and I was on a desert island and had nothing left and I was on the verge of death, I'd eat somebody. I can't even be mad at you for this.
Where?
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel good about it.
Okay.
Like don't mistake my lack of hesitancy for I feel good about doing that. I wouldn't feel good. I just have thought about this before.
So you've thought about eating me?
Well, not you in
I-
particular. You're not the
I'm
top
glad to
pick
eat
for
me.
me to eat somebody. Don't flatter yourself.
I don't think I would taste good.
I'm not saying you'll taste
I don't
good,
know.
but
I
you'll
just
taste
don't
better
I
than
think
death.
any of us would.
True.
It's true.
So if we're ever in this situation, you guys can eat me. That's okay. Don't feel bad.
Okay, well this is
Dude.
recorded, so
Maria,
know.
do you
We
want to
have this
go?
against you? Yes. So I think Toby would probably be in charge. I think who dies first? I think I have to go with Frey. I don't think I would die first because I think out of like this group, I would probably take the more proactive role in trying to like scavenge food for us, like go out and fish and like try to find some other solution for us. I wouldn't eat someone. I would go through other means of finding food rather than like trying to eat someone first. And then I honestly think Lowlife might eat someone if it came down to it.
Exactly what I was going to say. I can't believe you guys didn't even think of her. That was my first
I
choice.
thought we had to limit
She
it
would,
to
like,
who
whip it
was
up
in
somehow.
the video.
I thought it was who was in the video too. I didn't.
Well,
know
I
that.
think
I'm still in it.
out of everyone in like Dick's, I think she would be the one to like do some fancy stuff to whoever is dead and make it like gourmet
The
as
best place.
possible. Yeah.
I get to be gourmet when you guys eat me.
We'll salt bay you.
I know.
Please do. I love that.
So you, god damn it. Ketchup and mayo, god.
No ketchup on me. That is my one rule. You
No.
cannot put ketchup on me. I will take barbecue sauce, and I will even take a good aioli. But no ketchup.
Why
no-
are we on a deserted island with ketchup and barbecue sauce?
We were on a
Like-
plane all together on our way to Bahamas.
Bahamas?
And the
Oh, that was
ketchup
weird.
and mustard survived.
Survived the
And-
crash.
Yeah,
okay.
it survived the crash.
So, I guess I'm the head bitch in charge. I don't know what about my personality made you guys pick that.
Are you fucking
But
with me right
I'm-
now? Is that a joke what you just said? Don't even pretend like you don't know why.
But I would have Maria as my right-hand man because I think your organizational skills are necessary for our survival, and I think that we could just really figure out a plan together.
So now
So
we
for
know
that
who
reason-
is who's in Toby's number one spot in MySpace, at least.
Yes. Full
Yes, we
circle.
do. My mama. Anyways, so you can't die because we need you. Frey volunteered to die for some reason, so I guess you died. And obviously, Lowlife is the first to eat her because I think she has the strongest will to live.
I agree with this, actually.
Absolutely.
I should say.
Wait, so, like, I say that because I've thought about it a lot. Like, if there was a zombie apocalypse, I don't want to be here. Like, I saw I Am Legend in theaters when that movie came out, and I was terrified. I was like, no, I don't want to live through that. Like, just take me out in the beginning. Because at that point, we're not coming back from that shit. I don't give a shit about trying to find that big sanctuary city kind of area that everyone in these movies always seems to find or have. I don't want to go. Because it's not going to be fun. I'm not going to have a good time. So just take me out early and often.
Low-key, that's how I felt watching The Walking Dead, too. Like, they're having babies in that. And I'm like, one,
Yeah.
who wants to do
Absolutely
that pregnant?
not.
Two, don't bring a kid into this bullshit. Three, why do you want to keep going? Let go. Let go. I don't want to be on that
I
kind of planet.
couldn't watch The Walking Dead because the zombies scared me so much. Like, they legitimately freaked me out. Those specific zombies were so scary. Wait,
Yes.
what's that one movie where the zombie falls in love with a human girl and he, like, starts to turn back into a regular person?
I've never
Nope.
seen that.
What?
Not ringing any bells?
Not at all.
Zombieland is a zombie movie, though. I love that.
That's a good one.
My family and I used to watch Zombie all the time.
Okay.
Growing up, I hated The Walking Dead. I refused to go it. So, like, we would watch it all together. And then my high school boyfriend used to have to carry me to bed because I was afraid that there'd be a zombie under my bed and it would grab my ankles.
You're in high school. You were in
Yeah, I
high
was-
school for this.
I'm afraid of things under my bed. I'm afraid of things under my bed because I had a friend in high school who got to my house before me and then hid under my bed and grabbed my ankles. It happened to me. So that's why I'm
horrifying.
afraid of things.
Yeah,
I was
would-
like, well, that's not nice.
I would almost kill a person if
See?
they did that to me. I wouldn't know how. Like, that's
Guys,
dangerous.
Yeah.
Hey, Mix-Up told me the name of the movie. It's called Warm Bodies.
Where can you watch
Ooh,
it?
Thank you. I don't know where you could stream it. The first option that popped up when I Googled it was YouTube for $3.99.
Yay, YouTube. The go-to streaming platform.
Oh, damn.
So I guess though I do kind of want to go back to phrasing. If anybody has like any kind of thoughts on how our debut episode went, if you don't want to put it in chat here, please feel free to like throw it into the Discord as well, because that is how we will get better. But feel free to throw it into chat here too, so we can call you out on not liking this episode to the degree that you should like it.
Or if there's things that you really did like and you want to see us do
Um,
again, you can always do that too.
Yep.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, and we can pop our socials into the chat so you guys can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We've got Spotify and Apple Podcasts too, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
A lot.
Nope,
Um,
that was it.
You can always slide in our DMs too if you think about it as you're checking us out on social too. So one of us mans something. We split it all up. You never really know who you're talking to. The Dude I Know stuff.
It's a surprise.
Okay,
Yeah.
Apple Podcast Network. We got to add that one, but it's also in our About section.
Yep. It's in our link tree that's in all of our social bios.
And don't forget to come back.
Yes.
I was just going to say our next episode is on Friday. If you guys want to come back and check us out, it'll be a special one.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Let's not forget that.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Thank
It was a great first episode.
Yes.
Really did it.
Please join the Discord if you have not.
Thanks for everyone.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, thanks for everyone who was involved in the chat. Love the commentary.
Yes.
All right.
Bye,
Well,
guys.
bye.
Cool. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.